Okay, boxing fans. We got Felix Sturm versus Sam Soliman. Looking at Felix Sturm, he's 137, 16 of which by way of knockout, to only 3 defeats and 2 draws. Recently lost his titles to Daniel Geale, somewhat controversially, ended in a split decision. He's now 33 years old, and I'm not sure if this is it, or this is the final bow, or if he's taken on a mandatory so that he can have another crack at Daniel Geale in a mega money rematch. Either way, I'd like to see that fight again. It did end in a split decision. I'd like to see if he has what it takes now to overturn the odds and win his titles back. You look at Sam Soliman, 42 wins, 17 of which by way of knockout, to 11 defeats, only 1 of which by way of knockout. Yeah, that is his record. He is the IBF #1 contender. He's been in there and lost to, and also beat some decent opposition, but right now he's looking to gamble his position and guarantee himself an all-Aussie showdown with Daniel the real deal Geale. What they could do is, if that happens, they could call it the Thunder Down Under. Awesome. Anyway, yeah, the power, looking at Sturm, he doesn't really have knockout power. He does hit harder than his record suggests, but he's more of a boxer who sets up the clean shots, and now he expects a points win. It's echoed in his KO ratio, only 39%. Like I said, more of a boxer than a puncher. He did stop his previous opponent before Daniel Geale, but then Daniel Geale beat him. Looking at his opponent, that's Sam Soliman, he's got better power than his record suggests. He's recently been knocking his opponents down more often, which is quite worrying actually so late in his career. Why is it he's only starting to knock people down now? In his last 6, he's got a 50% KO ratio, which, will be enough to get Sturm's attention in the fight, I think. You look at the chin aspect, both of these guys have got decent chins, Sturm rarely goes down. He's been knocked out before once, but that was against the big puncher, and he also avenged that defeat. But when, you've been a pro for 10 years, only a small amount of people have not been knocked out or, not been beat. Soliman also has been knocked out once, and he was dropped numerous times in that fight by Anthony Mundine, who isn't the greatest boxer to ever live, but he's decent, and he's one of the most well-known Aussie boxers around right now. So, both of these guys have got a chance to trouble each other, but realistically it looks like it might be going to a points decision already. Stamina is an advantage for Sturm. The way he fights is very technical. He makes his opponents waste their energy, and then he focuses on landing a few clean shots, which has scored more favourably in Germany. Well, until his previous fight where he got outworked by Daniel Geale, who's actually been the only guy to go to Germany twice and win world titles over German title holders. It's never been done twice. But, looking at the age of Soliman, I can't expect that he's got the same amount of stamina as someone such as Sturm, who is 7 years younger than him. Not to mention that Sturm, he comes on better the longer the fight goes on. My basic prediction for this fight is it's not going to be a brilliant fight. It will be a good boxing match if that's what you like. It's worth watching if you've got nothing else to do. I'm going to say Felix Sturm's going to win this fight by way of unanimous decision. But, there is a chance that, Sam could get in there. He might get stopped by Felix Sturm. Or maybe he gets in there and stops Felix Sturm. I don't know. Realistically, I think it's going to be a unanimous decision for Felix Sturm.